Alright, what is up, you guys? I am here after my 2010 SummerSlam rant. I can officially say we are on to greener pastures with SummerSlam 2009. Not the greatest pay-per-view, but I like it. I can definitely watch this one. I think I'd even say it's good, but a lot of people would disagree. This is a very polarizing pay-per-view. People either loved it or they absolutely hated it. I'm kind of in the middle. I think it's good. I have my letter grade, which of course I'll save for the end. But, I always really like this poster artwork. And it kind of revamped the entire event. It went to the red and yellow theme. I grew up and loved the green and blue, the big S logo. I love that, which we will get to that in the next review. But yeah, this is kind of a revamp. This is the first of the Los Angeles Staples Center pay-per-views. So, which that went on for until 2014. 2014 was the last one. So, yeah, a nice little run there. But, we had a really good opening match with Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. We had Great Khali versus Kane. Enough said. And then the Unified WWE Tag Team Championship match, Chris Jericho and Big Show versus Crime Time. This is obviously after Edge was forced out. I think it was an ACL injury. It was supposed to be him and Chris Jericho as the title holders. So, we replaced him with none other than the entertaining Big Show. That's a great replacement. But, this match is okay. I liked Crime Time for some reason back then. They were entertaining. And then we had Christian versus William Regal. This was a real disappointment. I was looking forward to this one. This match went only a few seconds. This for me is kind of like a dream match. I'm a huge Christian fan. And of course, William Regal's William Regal. Enough said there. And then we have D-Generation X. They kind of took this pay-per-view over. Triple H was feuding with Legacy, of course, still. And on Raw, he said he was going to make a phone call. We all know who that is. And this really segued into the 2009 DX run. Which, as you know, I've said it before, I'm not a fan of the 2009 run. But they did have some great matches. I just wasn't a fan of the toned-down PG content from DX. But, yeah, they did have some good matches. And this match with Legacy, it's not bad. And it has one of the greatest entrances in the past 10 years. We had the tank, you had the soldiers coming out with the guns, you had the pyro, the endless pyro here. But, that entrance was really cool. I still get chills from that entrance. And then we have MVP versus Jack Swagger, which this was MVP when he was on his way out. So, yeah, not much to say. I loved MVP at the time. Well, more for like 2006, 2007 MVP. But, this was around the time when he was, hanging out with Mark Henry and doing that. Just nonsense. But it's kind of sad because I was a huge MVP fan at the time. And then we have Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. This match was nowhere near as good as the 2007 SummerSlam match. And this kick-started their 2009 feud, which would go into, Breaking Point, Hell in a Cell, Bragging Rights, which I really liked that Iron Man match. But other than that, this feud was obviously something we had seen before, something that they had been revisiting, and little did we know this would not be it in terms of their feud. But this match, it was going okay, really nothing special. And then, of course, the ending with Mike DiBiase coming in and just tackling Cena, and not really tackling, but just basically jumping onto him, onto the ground. And that it was just such a strange finish, especially for SummerSlam. I always say, I hate disqualifications on pay-per-views personally, or any type of stupid finish or count-outs. Save that for Raw. This is one of your big 4 pay-per-views, and you have a finish like this. Bullshit. Just absolutely stupid. Ugh, God. Anyway, though, we had a fantastic main event. This was Jeff Hardy's final pay-per-view of his WWE run here. Of course, a few nights later, he lost the steel cage match and then went to TNA. So, this was the tables, ladders, and chairs match. Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk. Obviously, 2 of my all-time favorites right there. And this was a great TLC match. You had kind of the famous spot of Jeff Hardy getting on the really tall ladder, one of the taller ones, and of course doing the swanton onto Punk on the announce table. This is a hard-hitting match. This is before they banned chair shots to the head. And this was, like I said, they were transitioning to PG. And then we're not quite there yet. So, this is a good TLC match. It wasn't watered down. It was still realistic. So I give him credit, and a great main event. And I also give him credit for making this the main event instead of Randy Orton and John Cena. Because nowadays, that would have been the main event. And of course, CM Punk wins. And he has, he's standing over Jeff Hardy. But then the Undertaker shows up in Jeff Hardy's place after the lights go out to set up the CM Punk and Undertaker feud, which would also lead into, Breaking Point and Hell in a Cell. So, overall, really cool finish to a really good match. And if I had to give this pay-per-view rating, I really enjoy this pay-per-view at times. And I think it's one of the better of the Staples Center era pay-per-views. So I'm going to give this a C+. I think you have a lot of filler matches in there. Like MVP Jack Swagger, Great Khali versus Kane. The Unified Tag Team titles was alright. But, the main event was great. You had the great DX return against Legacy. It just felt like an epic pay-per-view. And, I may hate the star logo, but, this was kind of a nice little start to the Staples Center era. So let me know your thoughts on this pay-per-view down below. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.